Want to learn how to flirt with women? How exactly do you flirt with women and not get rejected? Most men don't even try to flirt with women because of one fear, and that is the fear of rejection. And if you have that fear of rejection, then here's my first piece of advice. Forgive yourself. Here's why. Every healthy human being is actually hardwired with the fear of rejection. It's a survival instinct, and Mother Nature gave it to us. In the past, if you got rejected by other people too many times, you'd end up alone and outside the village walls. That meant almost certain death. Of course, now there's no danger of dying from rejection. Unfortunately, the fear of it is still there, and there's still the risk of ending up single and lonely for the rest of your life. So the most pressing question, then, is this. Can you tame the crippling fear of rejection? The answer is yes. You can, and you should tame that fear. And that's exactly what this video will help you do today. You're about to learn 2 simple techniques that you can use on women today, so that not only will you tame your fear of rejection, but you'll also start having a great time flirting the women you meet. And of course, the ladies will have a wonderful time with you too. Sounds good? The first of the 2 techniques I'll teach you is called the magnet open technique, and I'll explain it to you right after you scroll down and click the like button under this video. Go ahead. Take a moment to give this video a like now because I'll show you the magnet open technique right after you do. Click like now. I'll be here waiting. Done? Awesome. Now let me tell you all about the magnet open technique. The magnet open technique was developed by my friend and mentor Derek Rake. Derek is the only dating coach in the world who uses the science of mind control. He dislikes feel-good dating advice that doesn't work, and he hates pickup artist tricks with a passion. So instead, he uses what's been scientifically proven to work, and that's mind control. And by the way, this isn't the kind of mind control you see in cartoons and bad comedies. Instead, it's what doctors use to cure depression, phobias, and trauma. It's also what detectives use to crack cases wide open. And it's also what entertainment companies use to hook audiences for years. That's the kind of mind control Derek teaches his students, and the magnet open technique is just one of his hundreds of proprietary techniques. So how exactly does the magnet open technique work? It works at the very beginning of your relationship with a woman at the first hello. Now here's the challenge of the first hello. Most guys open interactions with women either directly or when they say, "Hi, I'm Fredo, what's your name?" Other guys open interactions with women indirectly, such as when they say, "Hi, can you help me? I'm a little lost." Now, these methods are okay. Unfortunately, they both have the same major drawback. They put women on the defensive. When you approach a woman directly or indirectly, she'll try to protect herself. No matter how friendly or attractive you are, she'll think, "Who's this guy and what does he want with me?" And so if you use either of these 2 methods, you'll get a rather low rate of success. That's exactly why you should use the magnet open technique instead. The magnet open technique makes women feel curious about you and not defensive. Here's how the magnet open technique works. First, you approach a woman and catch her attention. Second, you wait for her to respond. And third, you ask her a question or make a comment. Let's use an example. Let's say you're lining up at a coffee shop and the woman in front of you looks interesting. So you use the magnet open technique on her. You tap her on her shoulder and say, "Excuse me, sorry to bother you, but..." Then you wait for her to respond. Yes? And then you ask her a question or make a comment. "What do you recommend here?" See the difference? The secret is in the second step. When you let her respond, she naturally feels a sense of curiosity about you. She will not feel defensive, and she'll carry the sense of curiosity with her as your conversation goes along. In other words, you draw her in like a magnet instead of repulsing her like a creep. Pretty good, right? That's the first technique, the magnet open. It'll help you flirt with women better for one reason. And that is, it starts the relationship on the right foot, with her chasing you and not the other way around. Now, that leads us to the second problem. The second problem is this: conversation is not enough for flirting. If you just talk to her but don't touch her, that's a bad thing. She'll see you as an all talk, no action kind of guy. So she loses the curiosity and attraction she had for you, and she puts you in her friend zone. So that's your second challenge. You must know how to touch her, and you must touch her not in a creepy or aggressive way, which will turn her off even worse. Instead, the right way to touch her is with a technique called water hands. It's a way of touching her that turns her on to the point that she'll actually want you to touch her. Yup, it's that powerful. I'll teach the water hands technique to you right after you click the subscribe button below. If you click subscribe, you'll learn all about the water hands technique, and you'll see how it can make you an expert at flirting with women even if you've never tried it before. Deal? So click the subscribe button now. I'll wait right here until you do. Done? Awesome. Now here's how the water hands technique works. It's called water hands because of how water tends to move in waves. Water moves in one direction, meets some resistance, then moves back a little, and then it continues until the resistance is overcome. You've seen how water has, over time, carved canyons, rock cliffs, rivers, and waterfalls. Nothing can stop water. Likewise, nothing can stop you from making women feel madly in love with you. That is, as long as you have the technique and persistence of water. So here's how the water hands technique works. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, and you continue until you reach the point she wants to kiss you. Let's use the same example from a while ago. Let's say the woman at the coffee shop liked you too and agreed to meet up for dinner over the weekend. At dinner, you greet her with a handshake, a one-armed hug, a cheek kiss, or a high five. That's your first touch. Then you go 1 step bolder. Later, you might hold her on the small of her back or loop arms together as you enter the restaurant. Then later, you might hold her hand while you admire the ring or bracelet she's wearing. Later on, when you take her to a club for drinks and a party, you can start holding her closer. You can even start grinding on the dance floor or necking her at the bar. You keep getting bolder 1 step at a time, until, of course, she resists your touch and backs away. When that happens, you take 1 step back. You stop touching her completely and stop treating her like anyone special. You know, like you were just buddies hanging out. And then, after she's warmed up again, try moving 1 step bolder 1 more time. See where the phrase water hands come from? The secret of the water hands technique is in the part where you stop touching her completely. That's because it psychologically knocks her off balance. She'll wonder what happened and she'll start missing your touch. And so the next time you try touching her, she'll gladly let you. You then use the water hands technique all the way until she's ready and willing to kiss you. Where you take her from there is up to you. And there you have it, the 2 most important techniques to have if you want to flirt with women. Using the magnet open in tandem with water hands will make flirting with women so much easier, and you'll get the kind of relationships you want much more quickly. And that, my friend, is how to flirt with women like a true champ. Mind control is pretty awesome, isn't it? Well, it gets even better. The magnet open and water hands techniques are actually just variations. They're based on an even more powerful technique. That technique is called fractionation. And fractionation works by making a woman feel completely addicted to you. If you'll notice, the magnet open and water hands techniques make women feel that way too. They only do it in small, gradual ways. Fractionation does it with the force of a tsunami. Derek Rake calls it the most powerful mind control technique out there. It's much better explained in detail, so here's what I'll do for you. In just a moment, a link will come up inside this video. Click on that link and you'll go to an online masterclass on mind control. It will teach you everything you need to know about fractionation. After you click on it, you'll be asked for an email address. Be sure to use your best one because that's where Derek himself will send your invite ticket. So remember, If you want to be a master at flirting with women, then you have to make them addicted to you. And fractionation is the fastest, easiest way to make that happen. Click the link and learn all about fractionation now. Go ahead, it's right there. Click the link now.